Imagine waking up in an endless shopping mall. No exits, only food courts, escalators, and mannequins that seem to watch you, and a faint echo of a pop song from 1998 on constant loop. Welcome to Mall World. What if Mall World isn't fiction or just a internet creepypasta, but a real place we visit in our dreams, especially if you are one of the gate kids? And each and every one of them have always met each other without even realizing it. Welcome back, my darklings. Today is our next What If episode, where we take the bizarre, strange, unusual, paranormal, and we go what if and speculate theories on these topics. So where did Mall World come from? People online and on TikTok have been recently sharing their stories of their dreams, some being in a never-ending mall, others in a never-ending water park, some in hospitals, never-ending bathrooms with stalls that go on forever, or mirrors, and others in a suburban neighborhood that's really odd and kind of in the middle of the courtyard, surrounded by the mall. Either way, whatever scenario they're dreaming, people have come to understand that they are all connected into one big kind of world that seems to loop into each other. And it sparked my attention when this was happening because it got really eerie for me, realizing that I too have dreamt of some of these places. One thing that a lot of these people have in common, though not all of them, is that they believe that they were part of the GATE program as kids in school. I made a video about the GATE program and my experiences and what I believe, though I'm not sure what to believe at this point. I just point out some similarities in my own experiences to where I feel like it's a possibility. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. The link will be in the description. So in my dreams, I kind of felt more like I was being tested on something still. Really weird. And in fact, I actually had one last night, so that went ahead and prompted me to make this video. Though it was on my radar for a little bit now, I'm ready to make it and explore what could be going on. So the very first dream I can remember having like this was a little while ago. It was about me inside of this weird suburban neighborhood. It was like a cul-de-sac in the middle of a shopping complex like a mall. And the houses looked exactly the same, and there were these men in suits there, and they were telling me to find a woman that went missing. And I ended up exploring this neighborhood that was on a loop and ended up finding a shop. It was like a butcher shop. And inside of a wooden crate where they would carry the meat was the woman. I ended up pointing at it and telling them that she was in there. And my friend Rochelle was in this dream too. They were asking us to pretty much use our psychic abilities to find her. And we did. I can't remember a lot more details of that dream, but there was more. And then my next dream I was in that neighborhood again, but I had ended up walking downstairs. It was all conjoined. Like this neighborhood, it's not like it was outside of anything. It was literally conjoined with shops and other areas. And I walked down these stairs next to like a food court restaurant, and it was into an underground water slide park. And there were quite a lot of people there. I thought that dream was really strange. There were more details to that one too, but I can't remember them. Next, and this one was a bit more recent, I was in a long hallway. And it seemed like it would be a mall hallway, but where the stores were, there were a bunch of identical living rooms. Like they all had fireplaces on one side with a couch, and then you had doors, and then you had a Christmas tree next to them. And as long as I could look down, the furthest I could look down, they were all exactly the same. And I heard a voice say that I could choose one. So I did, and I started rearranging the furniture. It was driving me mad that they all looked the same, and moving the tree, and that same voice was like, no, no. And it's like I heard echoes of other people, like I was disrupting something by doing this. And they were telling me to stop moving things, that everything was how it was supposed to be. And I was like, nope, no, I'm not listening. Like, it's going to be how I want it to be. Okay. I don't know, but I feel like somehow it's connected to this. Also, dreams lately of corridors with a whole lot of doors, doors, just as far as I can see. Anyway, these dreams feel like a test. Not exactly sure why I feel like they're all tests. I just do. It's like I sense it. Like, I don't know, like you're being observed or something. Other dreams, I've forgotten a lot of the details. For like the last few months, it's almost been like I can't really remember them. That isn't normal for me. Usually I'm very lucid and such, but a lot of them has been like I'm interacting in crowds at a place, and I know there's a whole lot more and more details, but the moment I wake up and I know it's important to remember, it's like I forget instantly and it goes black, though I can still see fragments of the images in my head. But last night's dream, I dreamt that I was actually inside of an old mall. I was being chased and pursued by people. I don't know who, but I've dreamt this before, where I've been pursued by what I perceived as kind of like the men in black. And in that dream, they were pursuing me through these like wormholes that I was opening up and creating in the dream to get away from them. But in this dream, I'm running through the mall. I'm trying to get through the stores, get away from them. When I would go into a store, there would be a lot of people in there, but the main hall was abandoned. There was no one there. But when I would go into the actual stores or shops, there'd be crowds of people there, and the shops were much larger than what they would be in a real mall. But I'm pushing past crowds and I'm trying to find the exit doors, but they just lead into another shop or back out into the hall. So I just keep going and going, trying to outrun these people. Then I end up opening one of the doors, and it ends up being the water park, the same one that I had seen in that previous dream. And this one was a little bit ago. And they were water slides, and half of it was submerged, but it became even more submerged. It was starting to fill up, and I was trapped in that room. And I heard a voice again tell me to get through the maze of the slides, like underneath the water, or drown, or they will get me. And I'm like, who's they? So I'm panicking in the dream. I'm freaking out. I'm like, I'm going to drown or someone's going to get me. And I can sense the pursuit of whoever they are. In every dream I have of them, it's like it's the same energy. Anyway, I'm under the water, and also there were people's legs in the water, submerged in it. And it was like I knew I could not touch them, so I'm trying to swim around them. And I'm about to go into the water slide mazes under there, and then I become lucid. And I was like, okay, I can breathe underwater. So it comforted me, but I tried to change my dream, something I'm very good at and practiced at, and I couldn't do it outside breathing underwater. And to me, that was very strange. So I just made myself wake up. I can remember a certain man that I met in this dream during the points where I was running in the mall. He was a tall, thin, black male, short hair, kind of like a goatee, and he recognized me and that I was running from somebody. And he was like, I will help you. Like, go, I'll block the door and hold him off. And I'm like, thank you. Out of all those people, and it's like I knew this man, but I never met him. But I did feel like I knew him. I knew him intimately. And that part of the dream really sticks out to me. It's almost like if I seen his face in my waking life, I'd be like, oh my God, it's you. Um, but you don't have a name, even though I feel like I know them. Very strange. But what woke me and how I got myself to wake up in that moment, that dream I told you about where they were pursuing me through the wormholes and all, my aunt, who is deceased, ended up in that dream. And she told me, if they catch you in your dream, you're done. You're not waking up. And I remembered that. So I was able to wake myself up. So very strange dream. Um, I'd be curious to know if anyone's watching this who has been having these dreams or similar dreams. Are you ever being pursued, or do you ever feel like you're being tested somehow, even if it feels stupid? Because I keep feeling like they're tests, like I'm supposed to do something. Like is this an escape room? Are there little tests I'm supposed to be doing? Trial? Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? You know? So there's that. So, hearing other people's stories, this is why I was a bit baffled, because I was quite baffled when the whole gate program thing came out, because I was like, holy crap, like, yeah, I remember this. I remember this, and kind of gave me like a eerie feeling in my core, like to my soul. And now this with the dreams, I'm like, what is going on here? Can somebody please tell us? What is this? Because it's something. Anyway, let's look at the core theory of Mall World. So, Mall World is rumored to be a shared dream construct that is existing in the collective consciousness or the collective subconscious of gifted or psychically sensitive people. Kind of like the gate kids, though personally, I believe anybody can become psychically gifted. But what if gate kids were somehow tagged or programmed for this? And this is my tinfoil hat side, but I'm really wondering, like, what if it didn't stop with the program? What if somehow this is happening in a collective and it's almost like a simulation of other testing? And what if the dreams expand outside of Mall World? I've heard others have some very bizarre dreams and they feel like maybe there was interference, or their dreams were interfered with, or they felt a presence, and they describe other bizarre things. So what if those two are tests? What if, because the gate program apparently could have happened since the 50s on into like my generation, what if the older generations just have a different level, layer, or different dreamscape of this to expand on Mall World? What if it's only our generation that has the Mall World and then theirs have other places or realms? Or what if they do experience ours? What if we can interchange and go through these worlds? Maybe there's more than one, like different levels. It doesn't make sense to me that there wouldn't be a reason or a purpose. Does anybody else question this? What would the purpose of this be? If it is for like gate kids and all of this stuff and for psychically sensitive people, why? What's the purpose? Why are we all there? I feel like there is some sort of test or trickery or illusion. So, was this created for us to be collectively watched, observed, and tested? Or did the collective group, people like us, create this ourselves? Because anybody can do this. I've helped my son learn how to astral in the dream world. When he wanted to learn, we would agree and build an astral place for us to meet together and go to sleep with that intention in mind as we astraled. that we were going to meet at this place. We've done that. There is so much about dreams that is interesting. There's so much more than what we know and they tell us that you can do in the dreamscape. So anyway, people in mall world kind of describe a lot of similar sensations. Neon lights that don't shut off, familiar but shifting stores, escalators that seem to go on endlessly. Something weird about escalators too. You know, ever since I was a kid, I had a fascination with them. When I was young, my mom would take me through malls just to ride them because I would beg her to and throw a fit to ride these escalators. I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but it's funny, you know? Why the fascination? I don't know, I just question it. Could be my overthinking, but then again it could be something. And finally, they experience deja vu, or a feeling like they know other people or travelers there. So, anyone who is watching in the comments who's experienced this, let me know. Do I look familiar? It's kind of a serious question because it'd be a cool little theory to test out, so tell the truth. So, Mall World is believed to be like a psychic hub of some sort, designed and formed as like a meeting place for higher consciousness. But I guess over time it had become corrupt. So what's it become corrupt by? Who? The people doing the tests? Who? Who are they? Who keeps talking to me? Who pursues me in dreams? Like, who are they? Who are the men in these suits? So I'm going to show you a couple of TikToks that I found so that some of you can kind of see and be on the same page as some of the things I saw and where I'm coming from.
Have you heard about mall world dreams? Why do I ask? Because people are coming together and telling their story about how they're all having the same dreams and waking up in the same places. It's like going to sleep and having a dream and then waking up and saying to yourself, that felt so real. Everyone online is talking about this place called Mall World. Thousands upon thousands of people have claimed to have visited the same place while dreaming. What if this place, hear me out, is not a dream, but just turns out to be a part of a simulation? People have described that in the videos that the escalators in the mall led to nowhere, hallways with no, and also elevators with floors that did not match what they said. People have also claimed to see a playground in their dreams, and also claim to hear children laughing, but none can be seen. So my question to you is, have you ever experienced this dream of a mall world?
What is mall world? Well, it can be a lot of different things. Sometimes it's a mall connected to a school, connected to a fancy hotel, and even a hospital. That all leads to a beautiful beach behind it all. Reddit user Suspicious Juice 151 said, Mall world is a higher dimensional projection of humanity's collective unconsciousness. It loops and it shifts and it bends in ways that don't quite make sense. Every hallway feels familiar, but you've never been here before. They call it mall world, but it's much more than just a mall. It's a shared dream experience people keep finding themselves in. When I started sketching places I had been to before, people online said that they had been there before too. Same food court, same underground theater, same endless escalators, and that's when it started to feel real.
The feeling that I had while I was in that dream, it was so vivid. I mean, everything seemed so real. Like, what could possibly be causing me to construct this artificial reality in my mind that, at the moment at least, was indistinguishable from the reality that I experience right now. And I'm assuming, because I just knocked on this table, that I'm awake.
Yeah, I really hope I'm not just a fictive character in your dreamscape.
Well, maybe we're sharing a dream.
Yeah, very Inception-like.
Is that possible?
Not based on the science so far.
So, what is Mall World? A dream? A memory? A shared hallucination of humanity's collective past? Whatever it is, it's waiting for us every time we close our eyes.
Relax, David. Open your eyes.
All right, so now we are going to test out possible theories. One is the collective consciousness. So is Mall World a mental server in the collective human dreamscape where their minds once reached in the REM state or REM state? They meet here and they all kind of process social conditioning. Two is Astral Playground. The gate kids supposedly had been trained to access higher frequencies early. Maybe they were unconsciously trained to access this place later on in life too, for further testing. The third one is a control grid theory. Mall World could be a simulation layer created to keep certain people in, contained in the dreamscape so that we cannot further do other things in the astral. Think about it. A lot of gate kids and a lot of other people who have these abilities to be lucid while they astral, because I believe everybody does, but it's about being lucid while doing this. What if this is meant to keep people that become lucid in it contained so they can't do other things in the astral plane? So now let's kind of decipher some of the symbols esoterically that we see in these dreams, like malls. They are kind of modern cathedrals of desire and temples of capitalism. Fluorescent lights that could mean like a false enlightenment, right? Or an illusion. The endless corridors or endlessness seems to go on infinitely. This could be a labyrinth of the human consciousness or subconscious, and also maybe other gateways to different timelines. And then the mirrored shop windows, or seeing mirrors in halls or at the end of a hall, could symbolize the infant versions of you or I. So if you were part of the gate program, or suspect you were, and you feel like this place has something to do with that, do you feel like your mind is being trained or awakened for something else? Do you feel like you're being tested? I've seen a lot of stories that have certain similar details to my dreams, of others who can lucid easily, others who draw maps to places that don't exist, which is funny because when I was a kid, I actually argued with my teacher, showing us the world map, telling her that there was so much more, that it was wrong. That's interesting. What is our collective minds tapping into? So out of all of this, what would scare you the most? Mall World being accidental, or it being a collective playground in the astral, a place of testing or activation, or a trap in the dreamscape so that we cannot lucid or astral during this time for some reason, because something else is taking place out in that dream world, something that can reign or manifest in our reality and funnel into it that we might be able to alter or stop. That could either be a good or a bad thing, because altering things sometimes can lead to a very bad physical plane, or we could be fixing something and being a hero to something. It's all perspective. Anyway, I thought this topic was absolutely interesting and fun to do and talk about. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for joining me for another episode of What If.